Hey everybody. I wanted to record one of these games, and probably more to come, with some commentary, so you could see what this is, first and foremost, and to kind of explain the thought process behind stuff that was going on. So we'll get started here. And our team is currently active. We have nobody injured, other than Ed, who lost a movement because he has a smashed ankle. So, sorry, Ed. It happens. This is the kind of game it is. I'm going to buy a reroll real quick. So we're going to need those, and we'll go in. Now, I wanted to prepare. Well, I wanted to wait until a good team came up, so it would be good to play against here. To really show off the team's strengths rather than be annoyed by everything that they do. So this is a Nurgle team we're fighting, and their big gimmick is the premise that most of their players smell. So anytime it's a certain ability that they have, anytime you make a tackle or a block against a team, one of the players that happens to have that ability, you have to roll a die. And on a 1, you do nothing. So I am receiving. Turn the grid on and get everybody's names out so you can find who you are. Let's see. Spread this out a little bit. Oh, there's Mark. So I'm going to get Mark in for Jacob. Go Mark up in the front line. Jacob's going to go back here. Alex is going to receive down there. And there we go. So the AI team will get to reposition and then they'll kick off. So they get a blitz, which is not wonderful, which means they get to do a little free turn. So you see these little circles around some of their players. That's that stench aura. So anytime you want to try to do something inside that aura, you have to roll a die, and sometimes you just do nothing. And this team banks on that happening a lot. So they did their little turn, they're over. And first thing I'm going to do is go wait to pick the ball up. Oh, go ahead. Pick the ball up with Alex. There we go. Moved you up a little bit. The other thing this team has going for them is all of their warriors, these guys with the stench auras, are pretty strong. So in order to push through them, we're going to have to either use our really strong people or go through them. Good news is we're going to have the first tackles here, so hopefully that'll work here. Give Eric a hit. Nope, Eric's going to have tunnel vision for a while. Sometimes he does that. So, it happens. Let's see. Gonna have Eric come check Alex. And so is April for right now. Prestigore. Knock him down. Both have 1 die blocks. I'm going to have Riz take a tackle here. Now, good. Excellent. Stunned him. That gives Ed a 2 die block, which is also going to work quite nicely. And that was pretty good. So, to explain a little bit more about this game, each player has stats. You have their movement, their strength, their agility, and their armor value. Whenever you throw a block against somebody, if you're stronger, you get to roll 2 dice. If you're just the same strength, you get to roll 1 die. If you're weaker, you roll 2 dice and the opponent picks the one of the result, which is usually not in your favor, as you might imagine. And every team has its own advantages and disadvantages, which is also quite handy. They're doing a really good job of keeping things going here. Now they just tried to, what happened there was that player just tried to dodge out of a tackle zone and failed. I'll explain what that is in a minute. So at this point, I'm going to send April up through the line so she can catch this pass I'm going to send. I'm going to send her up this way. Now, April's a goblin, so she's really good at not having happen what just happened here, this guy. She has this ability called Stunty, which lets her ignore tackle zones when she dodges. I'll explain that once again in a bit. Now what I'm doing as well is just kind of generally defending the ball carrier with these other two people. Every player in this game gives off tackle zones, which are what these yellow things the players are. If you try to move around in those tackle zones, you roll a die, and it's based on your agility. So if your agility is 3, you need a 4, 5, or 6 to successfully jump through that tackle zone, and abilities will modify that roll accordingly. This is risky. Okay, I got an attacker down here. This will end my turn with a turnover if I do this, but I can re-roll because I have 3, and this turned it into a push, which is what I wanted. I'm going to push him out here. That might give Eric a 2-die block. Nope, still didn't. Alright, well, see what Mark can do against one of these Pescadors. Excellent. I'm going to have him go over here and not follow. And let's see if Liz can do some work again. It's not the greatest, but I'll take it. Still not going to have her follow. I'll have Ed do the same. There we go. And that'll be good for now. So my goal is Alex is kind of a thrower. So he's going to throw to April on the turn when I can get her out here, and it'll make to a quick score. Passing and catching is very difficult in this game, but they both have, like, Alex has the accurate skill, which makes him be a little better at throwing the ball. April has catch, which makes her better at catching the ball, etc., etc. Generally doing anything complicated in this game is very risky because it's always on a d6 roll. Now that was bad. This guy got through to Alex, which means I need to take care of the problem of getting this guy away from Alex. The problem is he is on this guy's tackle zone, so in order to make him get through, I have to make the agility roll, which Alex is not especially agile. So what I can do is blitz him with James. We'll see if James can do some work, and excellent. So he's going to go into the corner there, have a nice little nap. See if Eric wants... Nope, Eric's going to tunnel vision again. Now the mechanic thing behind that is, Eric is a troll, and trolls are really stupid. So anytime you give them something to do, they roll a d6, and if they roll a 1 to 3, they don't do anything. It's easier for them to do blocks and such, but you get the idea. It's typically not something, I mean, you take the player onto your team knowing that that's kind of a thing that can happen. So I'm in a good position right now to throw the ball to April, but she's not very well protected. So I'm going to see if Liz can do even more work, which she does. And then I'm actually going to use no, I'm not going to use a reroll. It's going to push this guy out of the way again. And this frees up Ed. Now that he's not in a tackle zone, he can go help her out to an extent. So I will have April go way out here. She'll dodge quite nicely with the stunty there. And then I'll move Alex up for the throw. Ooh, it's 6+. That's not enough. I don't want to try that. So for the time being, what I'm going to do... Oh, it's not good at all. Ed's just going to get up here for now. He's a little slow, but he'll get the job done. Jason's out in the cold here. There's nothing I can do for him. So, good. Eric stunned this guy rather than knocking him down, which means he'll flip over next turn and won't be able to stand up until the turn after. So that frees up Eric a little bit, which is good. And I'll end the turn there. I'm afraid Alex is going to get attacked this turn, but we'll see what happens. There goes Jason, which freed up this Beast of Nurgle. Yeah, I was afraid of this. Good. All I got was a push. That's good. Okay, so they rolled the dice there and got a double down, which knocks both players down. And that caused a turnover, because anytime something bad happens in this game, it's going to end your turn, essentially. Let's see. It's impossible for me to make this pass. And this Beasted Nurgle has a 5 strength, which means I'm not going to be able to pile up on it very easily at all. So what I'm going to do is have Joe throw this tackle, and he's going to do it quite nicely. Knock this guy over. And I'm going to have Alex try some shenanigans with jumping out of these 2 tackle zones. So we'll see what happens here. He needs a 6 because of tentacles, so we're going to try the reroll. He made it. Excellent. Very good. And now I got a nice chance to score here. So I'm going to try to throw this to April, and we'll see what happens. Good. And good. Now give us a point right there. Quite nice. But I want to try something first before I make that score. See if I can throw any more blocks, because if I can injure any of their players, that'll be one less person I have to worry about down the road. I'll try James down here. See? Took a risk. Took a risk and did not work out for me. You can only use one of your rerolls a turn. That's why it didn't give me the chance to use a reroll on that other die. But luckily, I don't think any of his players are fast enough to get to me. Nope. But we still got the score, even though that was something I shouldn't have done. Oh, this guy can. Nope, he didn't go all the way. Well, regardless, we got the free score here. Oh, he tried to get out of the tackle zone again and failed. So, just bring it in. I don't want to risk that again. So players level up in this game by getting star player points, which is down here when I select a player. And star player points happen when you do something good. Alex got one for successfully throwing the ball. And April got 3 for successfully making a touchdown, which is usually you get the priority of your points. I'm used to injuring more players than this, but the Nurgle players have quite high armor values, so I'll be surprised if we see a severe injury this game. So the AI is pretty good about boxing, but not quite as good as it should be. If I set up a box here during this game, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if the box is where you have the ball carrier and then someone on each one of the cardinal directions around them, so that it's impossible to blitz them. So Joe took a hit, which is not wonderful. What happened there, he just fell down from walking. What happened there was a go for it. Now when I'm with my players, these dice squares are go for it. And I can move him my full movement and then 2 more squares if I continue to roll above a 2 on a d6. So it's risky, but it can really pay off. I'm just looking to see where my 2-die blocks are. I don't seem to have any. Let me stand Greg up and we'll see if Eric can make... No? Sucks. Well, let's get April going around this side. Because there's only 2 more turns in the half. And I just want them to want to make sure they can't score the ball. That's the big concern. I want to stagger them up to make sure they can't score, because some teams can try some crazy things and it works for them. So this will get Elizabeth next to the ball carrier, if it works, which it does. There we go. So he has to try to dodge away from her, or he's going to blitz her, which will severely limit his strategic positioning. Got to push here, push it away from the ball. Eric still has 1 die. Man. Oh, don't want that. Ah, I got another one. So it's down. That happens. Now, the really bad thing for trolls when they get knocked down is they have to try to roll above a 4 just to stand up. So Eric could be out for the rest of this half. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you end up in a staring contest because the Beast of Nurgle and the Troll are both really stupid. So I've had that happen before. Now, he just blitzed Elizabeth to get her out of the way, and he's going to move the ball now, but who knows where the AI want to move it. Alright. So Joe can stand up now, which is good. Stand him up because he got stunned. And Elizabeth, stand her up. I don't have any good die blocks, but I'm preventing the opponent from getting somewhere important. That's what really matters here. See if Eric stands up. He does. Excellent. He can move 1 more square. So I'll move him right there. Jason, stand up. See what we can do here. Nope. Not getting lucky over there. So this is their last turn of the half, and they won't do it. Well, no. They have 2 more turns now. So if they make any kind of big play, I'll be surprised at this point. They're too far away from the end zone. The Beast of Nurgle just had a really stupid roll. Because it can't happen to anybody. The bad thing about really stupid is that this thing lost all of its tackle zones. You look... so I can dodge through its tackle zones just fine now, if I really need to. Stand this up. And stand Jason up. See what we can do here. Once again, the point right now is just trying to cause injuries. This Prestigor got knocked out. He's going to sink through the floor here, and then he's going to get dumped over here somewhere. And in between halves, or any times after someone scores, he'll get to a die roll to see if he can stand back up. Otherwise, he just sits there with his face in the dirt. It's like a lesser form of being injured. It doesn't go, you don't lose them for the whole round. So, let's see. Let's see if Elizabeth can tackle this guy. He can. Look at that. Knock her down, and of course the other the ball got knocked down, and it tumbled in a random direction. It happened to go to this guy, and this guy picked it up. He had a 50-50 shot of doing that. So, sucks, but it happens. It's Blood Bowl. Send Alex around here. Have Joe come say hi to this guy. I don't see much else to do. See if Ed can do anything. Nope. Dice are not in my favor today. This is the last turn of the match, of the half. And there's a whole lot of nothing happening here. He's going to go a little bit of the way, and there's no way he's going to get all the way down here. There'd probably be a blitz, and that's about it. Liz got stunned. The Beast of Nurgle got really stupid again. Now Joe got knocked to the side here, and this is a very bad position to be in Blood Bowl, because if he gets shoved out of bounds here, he gets ejected from the game. So it's halftime. We have no injuries, and his Prestigor is going to stand up. So we didn't leave it out for the rest of the match. So I've got two basic strategies at this point. I'm picking off. I can try to score it again and then kick it to them, or I can just keep them from scoring. And in this case, we'll see how it turns out. But usually with a team that's this hard to injure. Okay, so we have a riot going on, which means the clock got pushed forward yet another turn, which is going to make me able to go pick up that ball much more easily because they have even less time to score twice. In order to beat me, they need to score twice right now, and they need to do that in 7 turns, which is very unlikely for a team that has this little mobility, such as the Nurgle team. We'll see what happens. He's probably going to try to get a Prestigor down here somewhere so that he can intercept, that it can catch a throw, like I did earlier. But whether that's actually going to happen is yet to be seen. We'll see what happens. He's got a lot of momentum on these three tackles successfully. Alright, so we'll pick everybody up. I don't want these guys going anywhere. Jason kind of has to not go anywhere, so... The reason I'm not dodging with these big black orcs, the four that Jason and Joe are, is their agility is only 2, which means they need to roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Or they need to roll a 1 or 2 to successfully dodge, which is statistically difficult. I gotta push here. I'm gonna take it. So this will mean that Eric's tying up these 4 players, which is nice, because I don't want them moving. I want my blitzers to come down the field and slow this guy down. So I'm going to send Alex up this side as well, because there's this nice hole. And I'm going to send April around as well. And if I can break through this line, I'll score again, which is going to be great, because it'll get more star player points to all of my people. I'll blitz this guy back here. So this is the talk about he's just revolted by the smell. I'm not wasting a reroll on this. It's not worthwhile for a 1-die block. We'll see what this is, and it's a tackle. Excellent. So I'll just knock this guy down, and there we go. So he's going to try to blitz Elizabeth out of the way, which is alright, because Ed is still blocking all 3 of these lines from him going through. So he's going to try to go back in the middle, probably. It's still not going to work out that well for him. And even if we spend this whole time just tying these guys up, that's fine, because I'm still going to win. I moved a warrior over there, which is not wonderful for me. He's trying to wall off those avenues, which is actually not a bad thing for the AI to do. So, we get these 2 up. So, Eric's gonna tunnel vision again on the ground and not do anything. Reroll this. Of course. So that does not put us in a good position. We'll see what happens. Jacob got knocked out. Now we can use an apothecary to make him not knocked out, but I'd rather save that in case an injury happens. So he's just going to sit in the dugout and be knocked out for the rest of the game. He's made a nice cage right there, especially with his Beast of Nurgle being right there, because his Beast of Nurgle has a tentacle, which makes it even more difficult to dodge out of its tackle zones. So Eric's going to lay on the ground again. I really don't need you to do that, Eric. Come on, man, snap out of it. Gonna send Alex over here to plug this potential hole up. I really need to do something here. So stand Liz up. April's got a 1-die block. I need her to be freed up, so I'm going to do that. There we go. That's what I wanted. And that'll send... Very good. Ed down here to take this Prestigor down. Which is excellent. Very good. And that means Joe can come plug this hole up, because he's not in tackle zones anymore. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we'll see what Eric can do over here. Very good. So to explain what kind of the dice are doing, that red skull is an attacker down, obviously. And the blank yellow space is a defender down, which is a successful tackle, if you will. That's not good at all. I need to deal with that. That's not good. The little symbol where it shows the two, both the red die and the red face and the yellow face, that's a both down, which means, you know, both down. However, players like Eric have the block skill, so they can treat a both down as if it's just a knockdown, which is infinitely useful for turning bad die face into good die face. And then, of course, the blue arrow is push. Now, I need Alex to pull some magic here. He's going to dodge out of a tackle zone from this guy and get a successful 1-die block. So I need him to do this successfully. I'm going to get Jason and Eric up first. Well, we're going to try to get Eric up first instead of him just sitting on the ground doing nothing. Oh, he finally got up. Glad you decided to join us. So we'll try this. Otherwise, he's going to score this turn. I don't have any other choice. Yep. Okay, please get a good roll. Good. Exactly what we needed to happen. So he failed. His buddy failed to catch that. And we're in a much, much more comfortable position now. I'm going to have James throw this block. And I'm going to risk Greg moving out of this tackle zone. The reason for that is if he's... Normally you make an agility roll to pick the ball up. And for every opposing player next to the ball... Oh, good. For every opposing player next to the ball, it increases... It makes the check harder by 1 result. So this is a defender stumbles, which is special kind of defender down, and then a both down. So I don't want this player to get closer to the ball, so I'm going to stumble them so I can push them, and then just not worry about them being next to them. That frees April up so that she can come down this way. And she failed the dodge roll, even though she had a good chance of doing it. Now she's also going to be KO'd. I actually want her to stay in, and I've got 2 apothecaries, so I'm going to use it. And she's just stunned, so she'll be able to stand up still. So this might have been the stymie we need, unless they pull some shenanigans here. Let's find out. Oh, excellent. So they got a both down. And Alex actually injured that player. But the Prestigors have skill that called regeneration. So whenever they get injured, they can roll a die, and if they do well enough, they turn that injury into a knockout. So Alex was the only player to injure someone so far this game, which is quite impressive. I'll stand Alex up, and I'm going to come blitz this guy here. I failed the going for it roll, and I don't want my turn to end, so I'm going to use this last reroll we have, which is not ideal, but it's what we had to do. So Eric can throw 2-die block on this big guy, and got something good, so we'll knock him down and not follow. And Elizabeth can come tie these 3 up. Greg's got a 2-die, very good. We'll send him over there. And Greg knocked this guy out, so he's out for the rest of the game. Just trying to not put players on the ground at this point, because the less they have to do stuff with, the better off we are. So they almost scored, but we managed to pull it off with some excellent plays from Alex. And we'll see where it goes. They still have 2 Plastigores down here. But AI really wanted Alex on the ground because he's very good at picking the ball up. Oh, he's going for it with this. Oh! Failed to pick up the ball, so he calls a turnover there. That was not a good player to pick the ball up with. It was only agility 2. Stand Alex up again. I'm pretty sure Alex is going to get the MVP for this particular game on our side. At the end of the game, it assigns an MVP to both sides based on how well the game thought a player did. Sometimes it's a little random where that methodology comes from. But I'm going to throw a 2-die block here. Nope, foul appearance. Smells too bad. But not for James. James knocked that guy out. Gonna get rid of this guy. Yep. Send him down here and not follow, because I want these tackle zones to be intact. Let's see. Elizabeth has a 1-die. I'm going to go for this. Nope. Foul appearance. Alright. So this is their last turn of the game, and I really doubt they'll be able to score. So we've essentially won the game at this point. Unless they pull some real shenanigans with a quick pass, and then... Okay, they tried to pass it to this guy. It failed. So we can just end the game right now, but where's the fun in that where we can smash things? Stand Greg up. Does that give Jason a 2-die? It does. Okay. Nothing there. 2-die block on this thing, why not? Let's push it. That frees up 2 people, so we can send Joe right there. And Eric can go right here. The reason we're not blitzing with Eric, because he's very strong, he's got 5 strength. The reason I'm not blitzing with Eric is because if I tell him to blitz, he can roll that really stupid roll and just screw everything up. And I lose my blitz for the turn, because you only get 1 every turn. So that's going to end the game, and we have won. So now we get some gold for winning, determined by, once again, a die roll. And we got 70 gold, 70 grand, which is actually pretty good. So we can re-roll this because we won. If you lose, you don't get the option. So I'm going to keep the 70 grand. That's pretty high. So let's look at our MVP. It was Mark. Mark was only in for like 4 turns, and he gave him the MVP. Who knows why? Game's weird like that. So a bunch of stats we can look at. I don't really pay attention to that too much. This is the rating the audience gave of the game. It goes up when more people get hurt and more passes and scoring happens. That affects the fan factor of our team, which affects certain die rolls and certain event rolls. So you want to have more interesting games for that reason. Both teams got one more fan factor. It's these stars over here, and great. So somebody leveled up. It was excellent. So let's look at this. Okay, Mark leveled up. Good stuff. Let's look at him. All right, he's got nothing. He rolled over a 10. So he can choose a skill, an armor value, or a movement allowance. And I'm not going to pick one of these because his armor value is already very, very high, and his movement, he doesn't need to move. But the nice thing about rolling that is he can pick from... See over here, he's got strength normal, general, and normally strength in general. If he rolls doubles during a level up, he can do passing or agility. So he's got general and strength, which are different skills. I really want him to have block. Block is like an amazing skill. So Mark leveled up, which is excellent. And there we go. So another successful game down. I hope you guys liked a little peek into this. If you want to see more, just let me know. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.